Hi, I'm Ben Weinman from the Dillinger Escape Plan, and this is my rig tour. So this is my signature guitar that I've just finished working on. It's going to be available soon. It's a semi-hollow body guitar, which a lot of people find is interesting that I use for basically playing kind of aggressive music. But I think the main thing about Dillinger is our dynamics, and this guitar kind of covers every range of dynamic. You can play quiet jazz stuff. Has a very full sound. I've got in this model an EMG 81 and 85, so I have different ranges of tone coming from those. I've made sure that the knobs are out of reach so that when you're playing you don't turn your volumes and tones on and off, so I've adjusted that accordingly. It's neck through, and some of the customizations I've made to this that are specific are I'm using an Evertune bridge, which is a new technology that was made that enables every single string individually to be spring-loaded, and you can tune basically the tension in each string so that it knows exactly whatever tuning you're using. It'll remember the tension of that tuning. So if the guitar gets warped for any reason, or the weather affects it, or you turn a tuning peg by mistake, or it's just gone through a tough night or a tough flight or a tough ride, you can pull out of the case and it stays in tune. And that's really been great for me. And it's all mechanical. There's no electronics in it, so you don't have to worry about batteries or anything like that. It's actually a pretty amazing invention. I also have been putting my wireless transmitter inside the guitar. So when I'm playing, I actually have 0 wires. I have nothing plugged in at all. I have a regular input jack, so you can plug it in and use it typically how you would play a guitar. But I also have, let me see, the compartment here. I don't know if you can see. This is magnetized, so it just goes on without any screws. And I have an input jack inside the guitar, so I can put my transmitters in there and just play wirelessly. So that's convenient. So this is a guitar I just had made for me from a company called Moser. They're a custom company. This guy makes amazing guitars. It's mahogany, and it's made of all mahogany and European maple. And it's cool because I really like the wood finish on it. There's no like slick on it. It's just really like nice fine sanded wood. And then the back of it has my compartment for my wireless, so I can put my wireless inside the guitar and you can turn it on and off from there. And it's just a really well made guitar. So I've been using this as well on this tour. This is also tuned to standard E. And it has custom pickups in it that he makes himself. So they're not anything that anyone else would have, really. So, but it also has the ability, the thing about this guitar is that you can switch it to single coil or double coil pickup. So that's kind of unique in a way, just using one of these toggle switches. This is a Mesa Boogie Mark V head. It's my favorite amplifier I've used. Always used Mesa Boogie stuff. I used to use triple rectifiers and things like that, but this Mark V is particularly diverse. And again, like our music's very dynamic, we have all kinds of things going on, and this allows me to cover all the range, the spectrum of things that happen within a Dillinger song. Some of the things I love about it is it's 3 channels, so you can have your typical clean tone, your middle gain, and your heavy distortion. Every channel has, you can change the watts of every channel individually. So if you want to be able to play and push the tubes pretty aggressively, even at lower volumes, which sometimes is a circumstance for us when we're playing a smaller club or a place where we don't want to have really high stage volume, but I really want the amp to be optimized. You can lower the watts from 90 to 45 to even 25 on any individual channel, and that way you can really get the most out of the head. That's really great. Every single channel has individual reverb control, which is also controllable from the foot pedal. So you can turn the reverb on and off from the foot pedal, and you can adjust how much reverb or no reverb, or if you want reverb at all, on every individual channel, which is great because I typically have reverb on my cleans at all times, but I don't want it on necessarily like my main distorted channel. So that's great. It also has a 5-band EQ, which can also be controlled from the foot pedal. So if you want some kind of a scooped sound for a part of the song, or you want some kind of specific tone, you can actually turn the EQ on and off from the foot pedal, which is really cool. And then it has additional kind of tone controls here, which you can use instead of the EQ if you feel like that's just too complicated and you just want an overall tone adjustment. So it's really diverse, and it sounds really good, and that's why I use it. Well, this is the pedal board I'm using right now. It's pretty simple and stripped down for traveling purposes, but it has my basics on it. Something I use quite a bit is this Dimebag wah, which is a little more complex than a typical Crybaby from Dunlop. There's a lot more controls. You can affect gain and the amount of range of scoop and sound and tone diversity and dynamic. And I have also had them customized to have an automatic on and off. So as soon as I let go of the wah turns off. I always had personal problems where like I'd leave it on and walk away, and my tone would be totally screwed up, and I couldn't figure it out. And I was, oh, I never turned my wah off. So I have this so that it automatically turns on and off just from like taking my foot off. So that's convenient. So this is my Mark V switcher controller. As I talked about, I'm talking about the head. It's got a reverb on and off control. You can adjust the EQ on and off, the 5-band EQ. It's got a mute, which is great because you can put the tuner in line and literally have the tuner on all the time and just press your mute if you want to tune. But then at the same time, you're seeing the tuner on while you're playing. So if you really want to quickly make sure you're in tune, or while you're actually hearing music, that's also convenient. So the mute button allows you to do that really easily. I'm using a Boss suppressor, which really cleans up your tone a lot without taking out too much sound from it. Like a typical gate works a little differently, but the suppressor really just cleans up the hum. And when you have a really good high quality amplifier, I don't think you really need a gate, so to speak, but like having something that just helps take out some of the hum or the hiss of like the electricity that's going through the amp, and especially when you're traveling a lot to different countries with different electricity, having something like that helps a lot. This is a Swollen Pickle. It's a pretty funny name, but it sounds pretty mean, and it doesn't sound funny at all. There's nothing funny about the Swollen Pickle. And it's basically like a really high distorted fuzz. It even says on it here it's called Jumbo Fuzz. And I use this in a song called Room Full of Eyes, where we just need to take it up a notch and make it really, really heavy. I use it in a couple other songs, but it's awesome. I think it's probably good on bass. It's probably be cool to put synthesizers through it. Whatever it is, it just makes everything gnarly that you put through it. And then I also use a T-Rex tap tone delay. I have it set right now, the tap, for a song called One of Us is the Killer, which is the title track off our record, where I kind of have like a ping-pongy thing going on with like a notey linear lead type of thing. And I also use it for just effects and noise too, a lot. And one song called Crossburner, I use it quite a bit. And then there's the TC Electronics Polytune, which is amazing because you can strum all the strings and see simultaneously which strings are out. It shows you every single string in the spectrum, or you can use it just individually. A lot of them, some of the poly tuners, you can use it one way or the other. This, you can use it both. You can just do one string, or you can do all the strings. It's really small, and the TC Electronic stuff is great in general. I use a lot of their stuff now, and I haven't incorporated it all into my pedal board yet, but all of it's controllable. You can plug it in with a USB cable and like really affect all the perimeters of your pedals and customize them really specifically for you. So that's what I love about the TC stuff. They're really innovative with the way they're doing a lot of things. So that's pretty much my pedal board right now. I'm using Ernie ball strings, and I use standard like 10s. And I tune to, most of the time I tune to standard E as well. We have a couple songs on this new record in drop D, which is new for us. So I have a guitar. I keep my signature in drop D. So I just switch guitars for those songs. But yeah, I think we're one of the few heavy bands out right now that do standard tuning, I think. You know, like the old metal bands like Metallica and stuff like that. And it's been interesting because it's really enabled us to keep trying to push ourselves creatively without relying on a tuning or a tone specifically. And that's been challenging, but it's also kind of separated us, I think, from the herd in this day and age. So yeah, I'm using Ernie Ball strings. I've used them for years, and Dunlop picks, and I actually use these. Some people are surprised with this, but I use these big tortilla chips here. And yeah, this is the Dillinger Escape pick, it says on there. And the reason I use them is because every single side is the same. It's not like you only have one side to use. So I play very aggressively. Everything I play is full on, usually alternate picking, very aggressive, full on attack. Most of my tone comes from my hand and the way I play. And so I go through picks really quickly. And having a pick like this with so much surface space that when you're really digging in and you're sweating and you're attacking your guitar, it gives you the ability to really hold on, and you can use all the edges, all the corners of the pick as you go through it. And sometimes I will use all of them within even one song, so it's really convenient.